Boom goes the dynamite. Hey guys, this is the video update for Tuesday, September 23rd, and we yet again found another monster winner before the crowds. Crowds are starting to rush in again on our research. Couple of pieces on RITT, it actually trading 2+ and after hours, a monster from the 120s alert 2 days ago, and then the additional add position alert today, 150 and under. Of course, the play on this was A, it's a low float, B, it's in Israel, and C, there is a security angle to this stock. And yesterday we had news regarding Israel setting up a separate Defense Department to focus on cybersecurity after it was revealed that Iran was hacking into the Israeli government. That was a big deal. We also have an IPO coming tomorrow, supposedly. CYBR, it should price tonight. 13 to 15 is the price for this Israeli cybersecurity stock. All the stars are aligned, really. Perfect chart setup, perfect momentum. We started to slowly see volume come into this stock late yesterday. We remarked how there was looked like an algo coming in and picking up 100 shares, 100 shares, 100 shares, and slowly walking it up. It had an early morning dip today, and then boom goes the dynamite. Off she went. And once we broke that 200-day moving average at 153, it was off to the races, especially picking up steam late in the day. And not really a surprise given what we've seen on some of our other huge plays here recently. If you're new to Buy Sell Short, you probably didn't realize that some of the big movers recently, we found the research that blew these stocks up. NETE was the one from a couple of weeks ago. We jumped into this one down around $1.84. The stock tripled in 3 days. Over the last couple of days, we've had CJJD blow up. This was our Alibaba peer play. We were buying this one $1.50 under. 240 plus today, 90% gainer. So we've got RITT. Now everyone is starting to find this one. You're starting to see tweets about everyone called this one at the bottom, called it at the break. You know, they're just repeating our research. It's been like this for years. Most of these guys have followed us over the years. That's great. They want to chase our stocks higher. Great. If you want to get in low at the bottom before all the crowds start rushing in, give us a shot. RITT, we've got that IPO tomorrow. Just based on what we saw CJJD do over the last few days, skies could be the limit on this one. And the float on RITT is actually smaller than what we have on NETE and some of the other big movers. So the stars could be aligned, especially if the chatter is correct regarding the cyber IPO tomorrow. A lot of positive chatter about it. This could be the play tomorrow, especially after what Rewalk did last week when that stock priced around $12, $13 and ended up going up, 30s on the IPO. Sympathy plays are going to be in effect big time here tomorrow. We had another alert as well today, VICL. Now, TKMR has just simply blown up over the last month based on their Ebola drug. And there's really no other play. I mean, there's sympathy plays that have research in the pipeline. If you read the email we sent out today, Vickel actually had a contract to manufacture Ebola back in 2002. They have a trial that was done, phase 1 completed with the NIH, with the government, effective. No adverse effects. That was completed in 2006. But no one was buying Ebola drugs. It's a drug or a disease that no one cared about. No market for it, so they shelved it. But it is still in their investor presentations. It is still active. The military is currently doing a trial using Vickel's drug for dengue fever. Dengue fever has the exact same symptoms as Ebola. So I would be very surprised if we do not see a press release from Vickel very soon regarding them restarting this safe Ebola drug that they've already had a contract with the government for. This company comes out with that press release, and we could be looking at a potential double on this one. Just looking at what TKMR has done, We're still trading below the breakout level here. We've got resistance at the 125 to 130 level. Probably what will happen is this will get a press release regarding Ebola, and everyone will start chasing it up around here. So we're in rock bottom, baby. 108 support, looking really, really good on that momentum that's coming on the Ebola. And, you know, there's a lot of headlines coming out regarding infectious rates. CDC's coming out and saying it could be up to 1.5 million if they don't do proper hygiene, etc., etc. They're probably hyping a lot, but they're hyping it for one reason: to get funding in, to get Wall Street to fund and the government to fund drugs. And that is fantastic for companies like this. So, you know, there's a method to the madness about them hyping up this Ebola, not aside from the fact that it's a really dire issue over in Africa right now. If that starts to spread, you know, the money is really going to flow, and the research is solid on this one. Could be a very, very nice mover for us in the near term. But anyway, I wanted to jump into, I went over the stock plays a little early. Let's look at the market charts. Everyone and their mom hates this market right now. This is the Alibaba IPO. I mean, it's rather remarkable when you stand back. Alibaba really was a stock and a company most people didn't know squat about up until a month ago. Wall Street did a fantastic job of sucking all the sheep in, getting them to pay $99 a share, a 40% premium on a monster IPO, and down it goes since the IPO. We're seeing a little bit of a hangover on the market as a result, but the inverse head and shoulders formation is still in place on the Dow. We're just back testing that breakout that we saw. In the weekend video, we talked about how we could and probably would see a pullback for a couple of days in this market. We've got support just down below here at the 50-day moving average at 16,950. If we look at the 15-minute chart, you can see we've gotten into this really tight bullish falling wedge here. I see a lot of put buyers, a lot of short callers out on Twitter and on message boards. I like seeing that. Dow Transports, we broke a near-term support level, you know, that had been going back to August, but, you know, the 50-day moving average is right here, and this is pretty typical on the Dow Transports to do moves like this. Now, as I've mentioned over the last few days, the Popper scan has been pumping off readings that are just unbelievably low. Readings we haven't seen really in a few years, probably going back to 2008. What tends to happen is the pop scan pumps out really, really low readings right before the market's about to reverse. I think the way things are setting up and the way everyone is so negative, you know, we've got headlines regarding the death cross on the Russell. If we look at the Russell, you see what they're talking about. 50-day moving average down through the 200-day moving average. What they usually don't tell you about this, death cross really doesn't work. There's an initial dip whenever it happens because the doom and gloomers are out highlighting the fact that there was a death cross. What typically happens is we get a death cross, we dip, and then they rip the freaking face off the shorts. And I think that is what's setting up within the next couple of days, that we're going to see one fat upside move on the market. If we look at the McClellan oscillator, it's something we look at, you know, every few weeks. Double dip reading here. It seems every time we get a double dip reading, I mean, unfortunately it's not down in the 90s, or I'd really be pounding the table that we're going to see a mother of a bounce in this market. But, you know, this negative 50, 60 area is pretty negative. Usually when we get down this low, we see a nice little reversal to the upside pretty damn soon. So I'm thinking within the next couple of days, we're going to see a very nice bounce in the market. You know, and even with this red market, like I said, when we had that big up day last week, snooze fest. Red market, we are just popping off winners left and right. So sometimes you got to ignore the indices. When there's momentum out there, it means, you know, usually we're going to see a bounce back in the market. So probably going to be a very active day tomorrow. RITT looking great into the close. And Vickle, if we get an Ebola press release out of those guys, holy moly, watch out to the upside. That's it for the video, guys. Any questions, shoot me an email, feedback, BuySellShort.com. Have an awesome evening. See you all in the chat tomorrow. Bye.